Okay, now I am going to admit this is not the best Flyers T-shirt that I have. I mean, it's Pronger. Pronger isn't really in this Flyers Rangers rivalry. So, well, yeah, because he's retired. But the rivalry dates back to pretty much 1974, where it started. Now, the Flyers, after their expansion in 1967, the Rangers came in like the 1920s. So they've been around for about almost a century. So of course, the Flyers in about 19 tries in Madison Square Garden to win a game, they've only succeeded once, and up until 1974. I'm just gonna say that. And today we're going to review the Philadelphia Flyers versus the New York Rangers rivalry, the third rivalry video installation. So let's get into this. Now, I do have an article that we can read here because it is pretty interesting. So today we're going to read this here. I was recently told by a coworker, I swear to I do not actually work at work, that I should hate the Pittsburgh Penguins more than any other team because of Sidney Crosby. Now, don't get me wrong, as a Philadelphia Flyers fan, I can't stand Sidney Crosby in this game. However, that dislike doesn't hold a candle to this loan I hold for the New York Rangers. Disdain doesn't even come close. To be honest, I hate the Rangers with the fire of 1,000 years. By the way, this is by Phyllis Hunter, 2 years ago, so she's a Flyers fan. I hate the Rangers with the fire of 1,000 suns. It is the hate that was born of a tragedy that broke not only my heart, but hearts of every Flyers fan and the team itself. Philly goaltender Paul Lindbergh was killed in November of 1985 while driving a souped-up candy apple red Porsche. His loss destroyed the team, and they never recovered. The team that never made it to the Stanley Cup Finals that the year before the first round exit at the hands of the Rangers. Another gift from the hockey gods. That loss was not where my hate of the Rangers began. The following year, the hockey gods show fit that bestowed the Flyers another brilliant goalie in Ron Hextall. Hexy was in so many ways a polar opposite of Pelle. It was hot-tempered and was quick to use his stick to clear his own crease. Hextall would fight in defense of his teammates, and the first goaltender scored intentionally on an opposition net. Behind him, the Flyers put up 100 points in the Patrick Division during the 1986-87 season. Vengeance was to be theirs in the first round matchup with the Rangers, winning in 6 games. It was this series that was the birth of my passion and hate of the Blue Shirts. Specifically, was Game 3 of the series. The Flyers lost by a score of 3-0. While the loss stung, especially a shutout loss, it was not my reason to dislike the Rangers blossomed into a fool of hate. As always, the Rangers fans came prepared to taunt the Flyers. It was the playoffs, and a certain amount of disrespect is to be expected. The content of some of those signs, even all this time later, is unforgivable. There were signs that the Hextall go by a Porsche were in mini Stanley Cups inside coffins marked with Pelle's number 31. These signs were shown as a big screen outside of Madison Square Garden. The crowd roared. Wow. That probably not only made the Flyers fans angry, that probably made the entire league angry. Because that's somebody dying that you're making fun of. Hextall go by a Porsche. Pelle Lindbergh died in a Porsche. And they're telling this good goalie, Hextall, to go die in a Porsche. Wow. The staff at MSG showed these signs over and over, and the crowd continued to cheer. There are no words to express how inherently wrong those signs and the crowd reactions truly were. Rivalries are one thing, but there's some things that transcend sports. The death of Pelle Lindbergh was one of those moments. He was more than a goalie, he was a son. His parents flew from Sweden to say his last goodbye from his fair-haired son before they removed him from life support. He was a finance. There was a young lady who was planning a wedding, a love of her life, a person, a human being. A Rangers fan mocked his death, crossing a line that should have been sacred. Okay. That is unbelievable. That basically supplemented the rivalry between the New York Rangers and the Philadelphia Flyers. That's just huge. And now we're going to take a look at, of course, Rivalry Watch, which is the stat that we used last time for the Edmonton of Alberta rivalry. So Stanley Cups, but this was last updated on April 3rd, 2017. So a little over 2 years ago. So the records aren't really that dated. So there you go. So when the Flyers entered into the league, the Rangers have won cups before, but it's only like 2 or 3 cups before. We're talking about those don't count, okay? It only counts the cups since the Rangers got in, which is only 1. And that means the Flyers overrule them by 1, which means it's 2-1 for Stanley Cups. Regular season wins doesn't matter. Playoff wins doesn't matter. Playoff series won. Largest victory though, 7-1 win by with the Flyers versus the Rangers. I don't think there's been a bigger victory since then. Largest victory for the Rangers against the Flyers was 7-0. It was on March 6, 2011. The mean score is 2.97 to 3. The median score is 3-3. The mode score is 4-2 Rangers. The largest win streak is 14 for the Flyers, starting on March 17, 1984 to December 7th, 1985, about a year. And then the largest win streak for the Rangers was 10, starting on November 28th, 1971, and ended over 2 years later. Almost 2 years later, on January 14th, 1973. So the playoff series, it actually has the Flyers beating the Rangers 6 out of 11 times. So that's pretty good. 1974 3-3. That was a huge rivalry there. All out war, as I would like to call it. 1979, the Rangers won 4-1 over the Flyers, so that was their first win. 1980, the Flyers beat the Rangers 4-1. 1982, the Rangers beat the Flyers 3-1. 1983, the Rangers swept the Flyers 3-0. And then the Flyers answered back, "Oh heck no, you're not doing that." 1985, the Flyers swept the Rangers 3-0. 1986, the Rangers beat the Flyers 3-2. 1987, the Flyers beat the Rangers 4-2, and that started 3 straight playoff victories against the Rangers. 1995, they swept the champions, when they won the Stanley Cup. That was really surprising, to be honest. As my dad said, it was mind-boggling. So, 1997, the Flyers won 4-1, and then finally, 2014, the Rangers beat the Flyers 4-3. So, there hasn't been a series since, and looks like there will not be this year. So, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Recommend your rivalries in the link in the description below. I know Philly versus the Rangers is kind of a tiny one compared to a lot of other big ones. So, yeah, let me know in the comments below which ones you want, what other videos you want in general. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.